Hello Americans channel. This video is made by free videos from Storyblocks, and these images and video we use just for explanation, and it's free use also.
Couple discovers hidden safe during renovation, not expecting to find this. Renovating an old house always brings surprises, but for Mark and Lisa Turner, their latest project turned into an adventure beyond imagination. Behind a crumbling basement wall, they unearthed a hidden safe. Eager to see what lay inside, they had no idea their discovery would change their lives forever. Mark and Lisa had purchased the 1920s Victorian home with dreams of restoring it to its former glory. Nestled in a quiet neighborhood, the house had character, charm, and unbeknownst to them, a secret waiting to be uncovered. As they stripped away old wallpaper and floorboards, they felt like detectives. Their most exciting find came in the basement. While removing old paneling, Mark's crowbar hit something metallic. A closer inspection revealed a steel door embedded in the concrete wall. "Lisa, you need to see this," he called, his voice filled with excitement. They exchanged a glance, their curiosity sparked. The safe was heavy and securely locked. Despite their efforts, it wouldn't budge. "Maybe we should call a locksmith," Lisa suggested. Mark hesitated but agreed. After all, whatever was inside had been hidden for decades. They scheduled an appointment for the next morning, unable to stop guessing what lay within. That night, Lisa dug through the house's history. She found an old ledger in the attic, possibly from the previous owners. Inside, she noticed a series of numbers scribbled in the margins. Could this be the combination? She wondered. She hurried downstairs, heart pounding, eager to test her theory. Lisa held her breath as she spun the dial to match the numbers. Click, the safe door creaked open. Mark and Lisa exchanged nervous glances before pulling the door fully ajar. Inside, neatly stacked, were dozens of envelopes, a small wooden box, and an old leather-bound journal. Lisa carefully picked up the first envelope and slid out a yellowed letter. The ink was faded but still legible. It was dated 1942. "Dearest Eleanor," it began. They realized they were holding wartime love letters. Each envelope contained a new piece of a love story lost in time. As they read through the letters, they discovered they were written by a soldier named Henry to his sweetheart, Eleanor. He wrote about his dreams, fears, and longing to return home. "I promise to come back to you," one letter read. Lisa wiped a tear from her cheek. Curious to know what happened to Eleanor, they searched the journal for clues. The last entry was heartbreaking. "Henry never returned. If you are reading this, it means I am gone," he wrote. "But my love for you is eternal. This is my way of always being with you." Mark opened the small wooden box. Inside, a delicate engagement rested on a velvet cushion. Next to it was a photograph of a young couple, smiling, hopeful. "He was going to propose," Lisa whispered. The realization sent shivers down their spines. This was more than just forgotten relics. Determined to learn more, Mark and Lisa researched Henry and Eleanor. They discovered that Eleanor had lived in the house for decades but never married. Neighbors recalled an elderly woman who always spoke fondly of a lost love. "She must have kept the safe locked all those years," Mark said. The discovery weighed on them. This was not just an old safe with valuables. It was a testament to a love that endured even through loss. "We should find Henry's family," Lisa said. Maybe they never knew about Eleanor. They reached out to local historians and genealogists for answers. After weeks of searching, they found Henry's grandniece, Emily. When they told her about the letters, she was overwhelmed. "Henry was always a mystery in our family," she said. "No one knew much about his time in the war. This means more than you can imagine." Mark and Lisa invited Emily over. As she read Henry's letters, she cried. "My grandmother always talked about Uncle Henry," she said. "She never knew about Eleanor. This fills in the missing pieces of our family's history." She promised to share the letters with Henry's remaining relatives. Touched by the story, Mark and Lisa arranged for the letters to be displayed in a local museum. They wanted Henry and Eleanor's love to be remembered. The museum curator was thrilled. "This is a beautiful piece of history," he said. "A story of love, war, and devotion." A week later, Emily called them. "I have something to show you," she said excitedly. She arrived with a weathered letter she had found in her grandmother's belongings. It was from Eleanor, written in her later years, expressing her undying love for Henry. The pieces of the puzzle finally fit. To thank them, Emily gave Mark and Lisa a framed copy of one of Henry's letters. "You found this story, and now it's part of yours too," she said. The couple hung it in their living room, a reminder that love, no matter how lost, never truly fades away. The house felt different now, as if it had been waiting for them to uncover its secret. Mark and Lisa had set out to restore an old home, but instead they restored a lost love story. "Some things are meant to be found," Lisa said, smiling at Mark. The safe, once a hidden relic, became a symbol of love and fate. Henry and Eleanor's story inspired not only Mark and Lisa, but also their entire community. They learned that love never truly dies, it lingers, waiting to be discovered by those who believe in its power. Mark and Lisa had started their renovation hoping to create something beautiful. In the process, they found something even greater, a love that had withstood the test of time. Some discoveries change lives, Mark said, squeezing Lisa's hand, and some remind us that love is the greatest treasure of all.